good evening. You're watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali. Here are today major updates from across Canada.
A 23-year-old woman is facing charges after police say they found a newborn deceased inside a home in Brampton on Sunday night. Officers were called to the area of Kennedy Road North and Williams Parkway shortly before 8:30 p.m. for reports of a deceased infant inside a home. The child was found inside the residence shortly after officers arrived on scene, Acting Inspector Matthew Miller told reporters. Miller said 23-year-old woman was arrested at the scene and charged with concealing the body of a child after birth. She was taken to receive medical attention, Miller noted. Investigators continue to appeal to members of the region of Peel who may have information, he said. Incidents of this nature are deeply disturbing. The officers involved are also being provided with appropriate mental support as they continue to process the impact of this call. Miller said anyone with the information about the incident can contact the Peel Regional Police Special Victims Unit at 905-453-212 and extension 3460 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. This is at the very early stages of the investigation, he said. The scene is being held for further investigation. One neighbor told Awaz News that there were between 10 and 20 people living in the home. He said at one point it appeared there was someone sleeping inside the garage. It was like a revolving door, he told. As you don your favorite soccer player's jersey and head to the nearest pub with your friends to watch a World Cup match later this month, you might also be tempted to bet on the prospects of your team. Sports betting apps bombard us with ads on TV and social media and make it easier than ever to dive in. And while most people don't ever end up addicted to sports betting or gambling, experts say caution is still warranted when delving into the space. Treat sports betting and gambling as you would for any recreational activity, said Andrew Kim, associate psychology professor at Toronto Metropolitan University. Don't think of it as a way to make money. Set aside the amount of money that you would be comfortable losing and don't go over the budget, he said. For instance, it could mean a limit of $100 per month and being comfortable with losing it. The Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction has laid out guidelines for people curious about betting, Kim said. One guideline is not to spend more than 1% of your annual household income on betting. It also suggests not betting more than 4 days a month and limiting the types of gambling activities you engage in, Kim said. Sarah McCarthy, CEO of the Responsible Gambling Council, said it's really important for people to decide what they can afford to lose before the event begins. The council is gambling neutral harm reduction agency which focuses on preventive measures. It also offers advisory services to businesses and industry stakeholders. Many sports betting apps have built-in safety provisions, such as setting up spending limits or restricting time spent on the app, which McCarthy said should be done in advance. The goal is to stop you for overspending or betting impulsively when emotions are running high during a game. McCarthy also cautioned people against betting when upset, stressed, drinking, or using substances. For those in Ontario where her council is based, McCarthy recommended using licensed sports apps that have a commercial operating agreement with Ontario iGaming and are registered with the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario. That warrants gaming sites and apps to meet player protection standards compared with those that are unlicensed, she said. More importantly, McCarthy said don't chase the losses. Some types of sports betting can also be riskier than others, she said. For instance, parlay betting, which combines multiple wagers into the single bet, can be a win all or lose all situation. Live and play bets are in the same high-risk realm because they encourage people to spend impulsively during the game, she said. These micro decisions adds up and can make you lose track of money spent and increase risk of going over budget. Experts say gamblers also need to be wary of illusion of control, especially among those who are avid sports fans and believe they know the ins and outs of the sports. It's also easy to forego guardrails in the heat of the moment, and signs of slipping closer to addiction are often subtle. It might start with spending more time on the betting app than you planned, checking the app first, thinking in the morning, or feeling a need to chase losses, which can continue to spiral out of control. Kim said a strong indication is preoccupation. If you are having difficulty keeping it to yourself imposed limits, that's another red flag that you need to step away from it, Kim said. Or if you can't cover your regular living expenses, those also amount to troubling signs. Financial hardship is one of the most common negative consequences of sports betting if it gets out of hand, Kim said. A number of major employers around the city are pivoting in order to avoid work disruptions during the World Cup in Toronto amid concerns over major congestions and large crowds. Team members will have the option to work from home on match days, Ubisoft Canadian spokesperson Caroline Stelmatch told Awaz News. The large video game company has offices in the city's West End and is one of the number of large employers that plan to allow flexible work arrangements during the tournament. University Health Network UHN, which includes Toronto General Hospital, Princess Margaret Cancer Centre, Toronto Western Hospital, and other sites, told Awaz News it is fully prepared to support the health needs of our communities throughout the FIFA World Cup. But the hospital network said managers may, where appropriate, use their discretion to offer work location flexibility to individuals with approved hybrid work arrangements during the games. UHN said it is also encouraging patients and visitors to plan for additional travel time on days when games are played in Toronto. Financial institutions are a major employer in the city. However, a number of large banks did not respond to requests for information around possible employee accommodations during the World Cup. The Ontario government previously confirmed to Awaz News that managers will have the ability to approve work from home arrangements on weekdays when daytime games are played in the city. And in the statement, the City of Toronto said that while it will continue to operate on a business as usual basis to deliver services during the games, divisions may take the FIFA World Cup 2026 match schedule into account when determining in-office attendance. The city continues to have a hybrid work policy which requires eligible staff to work 3 days in office per week. However, just 28% of city employees are eligible, as most need to be on site for their jobs. Durham police say a 63-year-old woman was robbed of her jewelry outside a Whitby home last week. In a news release issued Monday, police said the resident was on the sidewalk when a gray or silver four-door SUV pulled up. A male and female suspect spoke broken Hindi to call the victim over their vehicle, police said. The female suspect in the passenger seat grabbed the victim's arm to place rings on her fingers and then removed a necklace she was wearing while the male suspect distracted her. The suspect then threw fake jewelry at the victim before fleeing the scene, police said. The victim was not injured. Police said the male suspect is between 40 and 45-year-old with a light mustache. The female suspect is of the same age and wore a black hijab. Both spoke broken Hindi. A similar incident occurred outside of a home in Ajax on May 17 when a 76-year-old woman was assaulted and robbed by two suspects while she was gardening. In an email to Awaz News, a Durham police spokesperson said while investigators cannot confirm if the two incidents are linked, the details and MO for both incidents seem to line up. Last month, Toronto police arrested 4 people in connection with a pair of robberies in which elderly victims were given fake jewelry as a distraction while their real jewelry were forcibly taken. Anyone with information is asked to contact police at 1-888-579-1520 Crime Stoppers anonymously. Toronto police have announced the largest seizure of counterfeit soccer jerseys in Canadian history, with more than $3.5 million worth of goods recovered. At news conference on Monday, investigators revealed that officers seized thousands of counterfeit items from Mississauga warehouse, including fake name brand jerseys and flags and two counterfeit FIFA World Cup trophies. Police said two suspects, 41-year-old Milton resident Rami Jabir, 21, and 62-year-old Mississauga resident Walid Sarhan, supplied retail stores with fraudulent merchandise. Customers of those retailers were then charged full price thinking the products were legitimate. So folks are walking into retail stores thinking that they are buying an authentic piece of, say, a jersey or sporting equipment. They are paying full price as they would if it was authentic, but they are getting a fake counterfeit, David Eklund said. Some of the seized items were displayed by Toronto police on Monday's news conference. They include Team Canada, Argentina, Portugal, and Croatia jerseys. Some NFL jerseys were also seized. Homicide investigators say the body of a missing 48-year-old Hamilton man who disappeared more than a month ago has now been recovered. Hamilton police said a Marcin Sidar's body was found on the morning of 29th May near Pier 16 private property belonging to Stelco. An employee of the company was the one who made the discovery, police said. A post-mortem examination has confirmed that Sidar, who was reported missing on April 27th, was the victim of homicide. Police said they are not releasing the cause of death or the nature of Sidar's injuries in order to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. Marcin's disappearance prompted an extensive missing person investigation. Investigators pursued numerous avenues in an effort to locate him after his absence was reported and quickly determined that his disappearance was out of character and inconsistent with his usual behavior, Staff Sergeant John Obravac told reporters. Police said they are looking for information regarding a black 2014 Volkswagen Jetta wagon with the license plate number DFBY071. According to investigators, Sidor was known to be driving this vehicle at the time of his disappearance. The vehicle, police said, was registered to a family member. While police confirmed that Sidor was known to police prior to his disappearance, they would not elaborate. Investigators are asking anyone who had contact with Marcin, anyone who may have observed him, or anyone with any information regarding his activities and movements prior to his death to contact us, Abravac said. Two men have been charged and a third man is wanted in connection with the deadly double shooting in Vaughan, Ontario last month. On May 13 at around 5:30 p.m., police were called to a home in the area of Kaiser and Forest Drives for a report of shots fired. Two men were located outside their home suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and they were subsequently pronounced dead. While police were on scene, additional officers were dispatched to the area of Huntington Road and Kirby Road after receiving reports that a blue sport utility vehicle SUV has been abandoned and set on fire, police said in a news release. The vehicle was reported stolen in the city of Toronto, police said, and following an investigation, officers identified three men who were believed to have been the occupants of the SUV. On May 28, police confirmed that a search warrant was executed at a home in Toronto and a loaded firearm was seized. Police also said that materials believed to be used for making explosives were found, including a detonator, a pipe, bolts, and tannerite. Additional search warrants were carried out at a home in Windsor and Hamilton on the same day. The searches, police said, resulted in the seizure of three more firearms as well as an extended magazine. Investigators said Michelle Moscone, a 27-year-old Toronto resident, faces a number of charges, including first-degree murder, making or possessing an explosive substance, and possession of a restricted firearm without holding a license. A second man, identified by police as Glenn Monsieur, 55, has also been charged with accessory after the fact. Police say the third man, 48-year-old Gerard Murray of Windsor, is currently wanted in connection with the homicide. Some of the charges he faces include first-degree murder and arson. Investigators said Murray is known to frequent areas within southwestern Ontario between Windsor and the GTA.
Thank you for watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.